Welcome to Cord Cutting Today for March 21st, 2019. This is where I give you a quick look at some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting from the past 24 hours. If you want to learn more about these stories, in the show notes down below I'll put a link to each story where you can read about them for yourself. Come up with your own opinions. Let me know, what do you think of the news of the day? I'd love to hear from you. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. It really does help us. Hopefully we can help you break free from the high cost of cable TV and still watch what you want to watch. So let's dive into it because there's a lot to cover. A lot of news has been happening in the last 24 hours in the world of cord cutting. Right now, Sling TV for the deal of the day has several great deals happening with their service starting at $15 a month. I'll put a link to a post down in the link below if you want to look at a bundle to get like an Air TV, or if you're looking just to get a discount on the monthly service for 3 months. They have several deals happening right now. Link in the show notes down below. For the news today, starting off, Disney now owns a majority of Hulu. For the first time since Hulu was first created, a single company owns a controlling share of Hulu. Now that Disney's closed on Fox's 30% of Hulu, Disney now owns 60% of Hulu and is able to control what really happens. Comcast is the only other company with a voting share of Hulu, and they only own 30%. AT&T owns 10%, and it's a non-voting share. Word is, according to reports, both AT&T and Comcast have been in talks, or at least expressed interest in selling their share to Disney to give Disney 100% control of Hulu. What does that mean? We don't know yet. For now, I would not look for anything to change in the near future. It's highly unlikely that we will see sweeping changes right off the bat on Hulu, but we could see some things down the road. Hulu just had a price hike, so I wouldn't be expecting that to happen anytime soon because they raised the live TV service and then they cut the on-demand service. So I would not be worried, but it does mean Hulu originals are now Disney-owned shows for the most part. So let me know. Now, are we going to see a Handmaid's Tale section at Disney World? Probably not, but Disney now could maybe even do that. So we'll see. But let me know, are you worried about Hulu now being owned majority by Disney, or are you happy? Because one of the main complaints about Hulu has been that there's maybe too many cooks in the kitchen. That, Fox, Disney, Comcast have been fighting with themselves and has kind of hampered Hulu, or at least fighting on the decisions on what to do with Hulu, and that's maybe hampered Hulu's ability to grow. I don't know. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. MLB season's here. As spring gets underway, the games are coming, and it's March, so that means baseball. Now, the good news is MLB TV allows you to watch out-of-market games. The bad news is a lot of people didn't like how you had to manage the subscription and especially the cancellation process. Well, Amazon just made that easier because MLB.TV is now available on Amazon channels. So you can subscribe to MLB.TV through your Amazon channels. They have both the yearly and the monthly for the whole market there available. Only downside is they don't offer team packages, so if you in the past only paid for one particular team, you'll still need to go through the MLB.TV app and subscribe and manage your subscription there to just get one team. If you did the $24.99 deal, I believe it was, don't quote me on that price, you can still get that monthly or the yearly discount if you pay for a year up front. So check that out. I'll put a link to it in the show notes if you want to subscribe there. I'll tell you, when I've had some family come in from Michigan and they want to watch a game, I've subscribed to it for a month. And I really love the idea that I could easily add it to my Amazon channels, allow them to watch the games while they're visiting us in the summer, and then when they leave, cancel it. So I think that makes it a lot easier to manage there. It makes Amazon channels one step closer being that true place where you can get all your services managed from one spot. All right, moving along. DirecTV Now is offering $60 in credits now if you stay for 6 more months. Now, we reported earlier this week that DirecTV Now, after the $10 a month price hike, was offering to people who were canceling or threatening to cancel a $10 discount for 3 months. So if you stay for 3 more months, you could save $30 in credits. Well, now they've upped that deal to 6 months, that if you don't cancel DirecTV Now, if you stay and you're willing to stay for 6 more months, they'll give you $60 worth of credits to your DirecTV Now account, basically keeping the price the same as it was before the price hike that happened last week. Now, the downside to this is I can't promise you're going to get this email, because basically what's happening is that these emails are being sent to people who fully cancel. Because at least at the time of this recording, when I made this post, when you went to the cancellation page, they were still only offering a 3-month discount. It seems like they have a second offer for people who rejected the 3 months for $10 to give them 6 months. Now, these codes are only good for the account that they're emailed to, And the tough part here is if you cancel and you don't get this email, you don't get this discount, you won't be able to go back to your old account. Now this discount will allow you to keep your old, go big, live a little, whatever package you were on before. But right now if you cancel and you want to come back without this discount, you have to pick from either the new DirecTV Now Plus or the DirecTV Now Max. So I would not recommend you cancel just hoping you're going to get this email, because you may not. But I would keep your eyes open. I have not heard if the chat's offering this deal. If you've been offered this through the DirecTV Now chat, leave us a comment, let us know. I'd love to hear from you. But it really feels like DirecTV Now is trying to stem the flow of people canceling. They're hoping if they can hold on to you for a few more months, that maybe when that discount ends, you'll stay because you'll be locked in and happy with what's being offered there. My question to you is this discount enough to make you stay now? At the 3-month then, do it with the 6-month for of $10 off every month. Make you stay. Leave me a comment, let me know. Moving on, T-Mobile is test marketing their new home Airnet. So yes, in a few select markets, they're looking for 50,000 home Airnet customers to sign up for an LTE-based home Airnet service that's going to be a prototype for the 5G service that they hope to launch later on. I don't know if it's this year or next year. We'll have to wait and see what happens. These things have a way being delayed. The details with this being LTE, they say they're capping at 50,000 because the network limitations on it. And it is only for 50 down. They were very quick, though, to point out that when the 5G service comes out with the home Internet, it'll be a much faster experience. It's $50 a month, no data cap, can be added into existing T-Mobile customers. If you're in one of the lucky markets to get this, sometime later this week, you will get a packet in the mail offering you the ability to sign up for their home Internet service and help them beta test their 5G service, get the kinks worked out, probably help test things like billing and the web portal and the equipment and more in preparation for 5G. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to target markets where 5G is already coming out, but it's one more way, one more option for home Internet. This comes a day after we learned that Starry, which is a 5G service, is expanding into 17 additional markets, with Denver being one of the first ones out there. So link in the show notes, check it out. Let me know if you got that offer, if you're signing up for T-Mobile's home Internet. I want to talk to you. Let me know. Fingers crossed somebody here gets that offer. One of the biggest questions I get a lot is, what is the best DVR for a live TV streaming service? The truth is there's no one DVR that's perfect for everybody. Some people want the ability to record something and keep it, right? I want to record it and not give that up. So like Sling TV, the hours are limited, but I know if I record it now, a year from now, it's going to be there. Some people like PlayStation View and YouTube TV, which says, hey, record all you want. You can have all these programs, hundreds and hundreds of TV shows and movies recorded, but at a set time, they're going to delete. Now, some people love that. A lot of people tell me that's perfectly fine. They don't need it a year from now. They just want to be able to record wherever they want. So I did a breakdown of all the main live TV streaming services, the big 8, as I call them, the leading 8 live TV subscription services. I'll put a link down below where you can take a look at all the DVR options out there and pick for yourself which one offers the best DVR for you. It's always what you want may be different. What I want may be different than what another reader or viewer on here wants. So always keep in mind that everybody has different opinions and different needs. So keep in mind. For example, a family of 8 has a different need of a single person living alone. That's a dramatically different experience. So one example right there. All right, next story up. Apple's new streaming service is starting to sound a lot like Amazon channels. Now, I've talked about this in the past a little bit, and I did a story, a little editorial type story over at CoreCarsNewsDay.com today. I'll put a link to it in the show notes down below, where I broke down everything we've been hearing recently about Amazon's new streaming service. And what it sounds like is they really want to take all their subscriptions you can get through iTunes and kind of bundle them into a single place. You've seen this in the past that Apple has done this, where you could use your iTunes account to subscribe to Netflix through the Netflix app. Now, Netflix recently dropped that, and they've made it clear. They came out and said they do not intend to join Apple's new streaming service. Other reports have said that Apple's in talks with HBO Now, with Starz, Showtime, and more to have them offer that directly through it in an Amazon Channels-esque service. So in the past, you needed to have an Apple or an app to use your Apple account to do it. Sounds like Apple wants to take all their content, put it in a single spot where you can access it whenever you want it. instead of having to go download the Netflix app or the Hulu app to manage your payment that way. So keep an eye on this. This would line up with the fact that Apple has reportedly plans to make their original content for free available through this app. So if, for example, Apple would give you all the originals for free in this app, and then right alongside be like, hey, subscribe to your Netflix, subscribe to your Hulu, subscribe to your HBO. If they did ever get to the point where everything was available, or even a lot of it was available like Amazon channels right now, it could make it much more compelling. They could use the free content that they're producing to draw you into the app, to make you use the new Apple app, and then entice you to subscribe to all these services. Why? Apple gets a cut of each service you subscribe to through iTunes. So if they can dramatically increase the number of people subscribing to services through iTunes, through this new streaming service, by using this new streaming service to entice you to subscribe to them, they could dramatically increase their profits with very low risk. You think about Apple gets a cut from all these services, but they don't have to do the work. YouTube TV charges a little bit extra if you subscribe through iTunes versus on their website. Well, Google is doing all the work to make YouTube TV, but if you subscribe through iTunes, Apple gets a few bucks from your subscription without having to do all the work to make that happen. So keep that in mind. It'll be very interesting. We should know next week what the service will really look like. But the big question now is, will it look more like Netflix with a little bit of Amazon channels, or will it look mostly like Amazon channels with a little bit of Netflix tied into it? We'll see which way that goes when we find out more. I'd love to know what you think of that news. Next up, a new study has confirmed that that cord cutting, it's been a long day already, that cord cutting cost has not increased in the last 3 years. Parks Associates, a highly acclaimed and respected research group, has come up with a survey that says that most cord cutting service or streamers or cord cutters in general only pay about $8 a month in streaming bills. What they say is happening is, while there is a small number of people who are going to get the bigger, more expensive services like DirecTV Now, like YouTube TV, more cord cutters are actually staying with the cheaper ones and are even downgrading, from what I'm hearing, to cheaper packages. Or they're doing things to offset it. If they do get a YouTube TV, maybe they're dropping something else. And this means in the last 3 years, the average cost of cord cutting has not increased. Now, Parks Associates says with the growing number of streaming services, this may change, but it'll be open to see. So far, cord cutters have shown that cost is important to them and that they are willing to say, hey, if I end up adding a new service, I'm going to drop an older service. So my question to you is, have you ever done that? Have you said, hey, maybe it's ESPN Plus. Oh, ESPN Plus came out. I'm a huge sports fan. I want it. So I'm going to drop another package. Maybe it's Hulu. Maybe it was Amazon. Maybe it was even Netflix that you dropped. Leave me a comment. I'll let you know. Let me know what you think. Have you been taking more advantage? Have you said, hey, I had Netflix, Hulu, and Amazon, maybe I'm going to drop Hulu, and instead of getting a paid service, maybe I go get something like Tubi or Crackle or the Roku channel, Pluto TV, or the Zoom to supplement my viewing with a free ad-supported service. Have you done that? Maybe Nintendo has replaced something. Let me know. I'll love to hear from you. And that's quite in line with what I have heard. And now we have a study that backs it up. Again, link in the show notes down below. Highly recommend you check it out. All right, that's the news for today. Check back tomorrow. I will be right here giving you some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting right now, and I'll love to hear your opinions. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We do daily news recaps like this, how-to guides, reviews, weekly cord cutting Q&As live right here on YouTube, and more. So check that out and visit us over at cordcuttersnews.com. Thanks for your support. I really appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.